Hello, everyone. Welcome, willkommen to your weekly psychic astrology live stream covering June the 17th, 16th, 17th to, like Sunday, June the 23rd. I'm your host, Natalie, spelled Natalee. Let's take the Chevy to the levee. Honestly, you guys, we're back with lunar transits as well. I'm first going to take care of some housekeeping. I absolutely blew up the Patreon schedule last month. I tried to make it accommodable. I try to make it great for everyone, whether whether it works better for their schedule to do remote viewing on like during the week and on the weekends. It totally got blown up. So now, fortunately for some of you, unfortunately for others of you, remote viewing sessions are going to be the same day, the same time, every single week. And if that doesn't work, you'll have to just plan it out ahead of time to make it work, however long you need to set that up for yourself in advance. Okay, so the Patreon schedule is going to get back on track, and it's going to be great. So what that means for this schedule, for the YouTube schedule, we're going to be back on the weekly astrology live streams with the lunar transits. Every single day is going to be time stamped, and I think I'm going to do it Mondays because I've been getting this weird feeling on Sundays about live streaming or not. And I feel like it's someone watching me. I feel like it's one of you guys. Like, I need to know for this week about Sunday, or like, are you going to do it? Like, I'm feeling something like else other. So for you, answering this one question for you, I'm doing it Mondays. I'm going to be doing it Mondays. I hope that helps. I hope it goes away now. So, okay, so we're on Mondays for this, and then also Mondays for my Patreon people. I'm going to be doing the same weekly without the lunar transits. I'm going to be doing the big highlights, like the big shifts, energetic shifts and movements for every single zodiac sign. And then we also will do the tarot for every single zodiac sign. There's only 2 tiers on Patreon. I'm still keeping it very, very simple and very straightforward. There's going to be just the 2 tiers, and then the higher tier is going to be for those of you that want to learn how to remote view yourself. And there's lots of practice, lots of community, lots of feedback, you get like customized meditations. And I'm not sure, I don't know who else, I haven't seen anyone else doing that. I'm sure people do that. So, but yeah, I love it. And then, so yeah, I feel so terrible about the freaking weird schedule last month. So I'm really looking forward for the rest of this week, the rest of next week, July 2024. Tight ship. Okay. Okay. Hello. Welcome everybody. Hello. Welcome. This is like the first Sunday I did not like wash my entire head very thoroughly. So I'll do that later tonight. Thanks. Okay. So without further ado, let me get my little pen so I can get your timestamps down for you. Let us begin. Monday, the 17th of June. Welcome to your Monday. Happy Monday. We've got the moon in Scorpio. Love us a moon in Scorpio, making a trine to Venus and Mercury in Cancer. Mercury and Venus move from Gemini at the end of Gemini into the beginning of Cancer overnight, Sunday to Monday. And the moon in Scorpio is making a trine to that, but also opposing Mars in Taurus, and together T-squaring. They're both T-squaring Pluto retrograding in the sign of Aquarius. So I'm calling this week setting yourself up now for later. And it's a Capricorn full moon this week. Like, how am I not going to show up for like every single day leading up to it? So on Monday is really, really fascinating. First of all, moon in Scorpio is telling us about the circumstances of life. It's also telling us how people are feeling and how people are reacting to us based off of our vibe, based off of the feeling of just standing there. What's the vibe people are getting off of us, right? So circumstances are edgy. Circumstances are edgy today on Monday. Scorpio energy, Scorpio moon. It's high paranoia, high fears, high like reading into the details, reading into something that may be there, may not be there. I mean, it's like, but what if, and just wanting to make sure that everything is like correct and, you know, just staying on top of things. So it's a little edgy. People are feeling like just a little edgy. That's all I'll say. It's just not relaxed. It's not a relaxed atmosphere. It's not, even if the Scorpio energy is trying to make it look relaxed, it's overcompensating. I get that with the fixed signs. Sometimes the fixed signs just like way overcompensate, and it's real. I think it's because your fixed signs are trying to keep it going. Like let's just keep it going. So there might be a little bit of like forced performative energy. Same thing with like Leo can be like performative. So Monday could be a little bit like edgy, but more under the surface, where the surface could be a little bit more performative and more like a pop song. Like, let's just enjoy this pop song. Let's just relax. But then maybe the pop song lyrics are about, something serious and weird or something. So we can also be making others feel kind of edgy, even if we're super happy and optimistic. Other people just might be edgy. Maybe we're overreading into something someone else says or does, and we're getting edgy. But just don't get too crazy with it. It's going to be like the trines to Venus and Mercury. The trine to Venus is really clamping down on familiar comforts. And this is what I love about Cancer energy. So Mercury and Venus coming into Cancer together, that's very comforting. That's like a yearning for nostalgia. Okay, so Moon trine Venus, like the water signs are like the psycho signs. Like the water signs are the absolute like crazy ones, psychotic. So clamping down on familiar comforts. And with Venus in Cancer, it's more about our people, our tribe. It's like, I don't want to get to know anyone new. I don't trust anything new. I don't trust anything unfamiliar. I don't want anything unfamiliar. I don't want to learn about anything new. I just want what I know I love. I want what I know feels good for me. It's very, very like, so people could even be a little bit more like resistant, or that could like actually add to the edginess, because people are wanting, no, I'm, very, so what else have I written down? Okay, so the moon trining Venus and Mercury, the heart and the mind are returning to a nostalgic favorite, and the moon's connecting to that. So it's really the mind and what we want, what always works to comfort you, what always works, what always feels good, what's been consistently a good feeling, what's been consistently comforting, consistently. And that's something I'm going to push on you guys for every day of this week, is finding a baseline. And I'm going to come back to it at the Capricorn full moon, but look for a baseline feeling about anything that you are turning over in your mind, because everything's going to have highs and lows and da 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 da. But like, what is the baseline? What's the baseline impression or want or desire or something? Ooh, it is so warm. Okay. The square to Pluto. So, the circumstances and people, there's like edginess, there's all this stuff. The T square to Pluto is having us walk into changes that are happening in our lives without superficiality. So even if people are posturing, even if people are performative, even if people are overcompensating, I don't think it's going to go over. Like, I don't think it's like going to work. Like, people aren't going to be, even if people don't call you out on it, or we don't call each other out on it, it's just going to be like under the surface, like, damn, like it'll be obvious if someone is pretending, but I don't think it'll be talked about. I don't think it'll come up. I think it'll be like under the surface that people can kind of like see, like, oh shit, but I don't think it's going to come out yet. Anyway, the opposition to Mars has us very excited, very amped up, ready for action, ready to do something. And it's even like, you might just be feeling like you want to move your body. Like, even if you can make coffee at home or tea at home, maybe it's just more fun to like get dressed, get in the car, drive somewhere, get out of the car, say hey to people, get the drink, go to the park, walk home, do that. It might just feel better to like physically channel some of the excited energy. Okay, that's Monday. Tuesday, June the 18th, welcome Volcommon. I'll definitely have had washed my hair by Tuesday. But okay, so basically don't sleep on Tuesday. Don't sleep on Tuesday. Moon in Scorpio, making a trine to Saturn in Pisces. Guys, okay, this is another thing I'm pushing on you guys this week, is that at the end of the month, on the 29th, Saturn's going to go retrograde in the sign of Pisces. Going to go retrograde in the sign of Pisces at 19 degrees. This is the time leading up to Saturn stationing retrograde. Do the hard things right now. Swear to God. Face up, suck it up. Walk forward, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and move forward. Be brave. All right, bravery is not just fighting a villain. Okay, that's kind of easy. Or fighting injustice, that's easy. Okay, being courageous, facing a responsibility, owning up to something, telling the truth, standing in integrity. When no one else is making you, when no one else is pressuring you, when you're the only one doing the right thing. Okay, those kinds of things, those hard things, everyone's got something with the Pisces stuff this month. And so don't sleep on Tuesday. The moon, the circumstances are opening to allow something that's critically important, by the way, something that is critically important. Saturn does not mess around with anything that's not important. Meditate. This is the day. This is my assignment for you on Tuesday. Meditate on your baseline, your baseline emotional truth. Okay, meditate on it and really be honest with yourself about, maybe it's not even highs and lows. Maybe it's just back and forth. You know, Jupiter and Gemini, all the Gemini season could have put a lot of options on the table, or a lot of like details, or, you know, how could I put an example? Like for me, I'll get really excited about a new script idea and I'll be like, oh my God, you know, and I'd go write a whole lot. And like, that's great. Get it out, save it. But don't, like, there's scripts that I should go back to and make them even better. You know, I love it, but then I can't stand it. I have to put it away for a while, but then I come back to it with fresh eyes and I have all these new inspirations. So it could be not just up and down, but it could be a lot of back and forth and a lot of like, oh my God, oh my God. Let me just share this about inspiration, because this Scorpio moon, Monday and Tuesday, and a little bit of Wednesday, the water signs are like super psychic. All the signs are psychic they're all psychic in a different way. So on Tuesday, you may be able to move more things into place with Saturn direct. And when Saturn goes retrograde in a couple of weeks, like literally in 2 weeks, we're going to get all the karma back. We're going to get the karma back, but at the same time, pressure will be lifted. It's like you load up the plate and then you have to eat what's on the plate. So on one hand, it's not going to be as karmic, like in the moment, like you're writing the karma, but it will be more like boomerang karma, where now you got to reap what you've sown. You know, you've got to like, that's why I'm saying don't sleep on Tuesday. Like for all of my like friggin', you know, spiritual procrastinators, like don't wait. Tuesday's the day. Meditate, like I said, on the baseline truths, emotional truths. Be honest with yourself. You can lie to everybody else. You can lie to me. You can lie to your family, your friend. Don't lie to yourself. And in fact, people that cannot be honest with themselves cannot be honest with other people. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I see Tuesday as being super, super important. And you may even get like signs and downloads and synchronicities, but you may be tempted to overlook them or reject them because it may not be what you want to hear. It might be a stranger that tells you, you know, call your mom, and you're estranged from your mom. You don't, that's the last person you want to talk to. It might be a best friend drops out of a vacation and someone else wants to go, and your cousin wants to go, but you don't want to talk to them. Or like, it could be something that could just bring you kind of face to face with something that you need to reconcile and really chew on, is like, but look for the baseline. Look for the baseline. Look for what's consistent in terms of how you feel. Because if something comes up and it bothers you, hey, maybe it never comes up again. But when it comes up multiple times, maybe you're supposed to do something about it. Okay. And that's one of the ways to understand what's a psychic download and what is an intuitional, informational bit, and what is a thought, and what is a limiting belief from your subconscious. And like all, we're getting a lot of stimulation from a lot of different sources. And that's one of the ways. Honestly, you guys, my Saturn in Pisces has been, um, wherever this is, it's going to look in your chart. Where's Pisces? That's where you've got to like structure something and take it more seriously and learn. Saturn could even be like a mentor or guide. For me, this is my psychic ability and telekinesis. So before Saturn and Pisces, I had hit like a plateau, and you could feel it whenever you hit a plateau, whether it's creative or at your work or your job. I felt, I'm like, and then I was just like raw dog in life and my telekinesis and just like, freaking freeballing it. And then I met my teacher, and I'll tell you guys, I got the same feeling that I did when I had my first session with, she's a good friend now, but she was my German teacher. We met, I was like 17. We went to like a library room that's like free. And I'm like a pretty impulsive person. That's why I'm very passionate about self mastery, because it's something I've struggled with. And I would just like sign up for stuff, register for stuff, just like throw things out there and just see what's stuck, and then just go and do whatever works, right? So I was kind of like one of those things where I was like, oh, I want to learn Finnish, and I couldn't find a Finnish teacher. And I'm like, oh, I want to learn German. I had a dream in German. I'm going to go learn German. So I just kind of did it like that. And then in the library, I will never forget this. About 10 minutes in talking with this person, I had this realization like, oh my God, I'm really going to learn this language. I'm really going to learn German. This woman is going to make sure that I learn this language. And it was like, whoa, like, what did I really do? You know what? I signed up like willy nilly for like these German classes. And I'm like, whoa, this girl's going to like make me learn German. I'm going to think in German and speak and express myself in German. It was crazy. And like, I didn't have anything to go on except like this person like right in front of me. Right. Got that feeling with my telekinesis mentor, because I am learning things. Guys, this is the thing, like, I don't know what I don't know about so much. There's so much, you guys, about spirituality and the universe and energy work that I don't know. And I'm like, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind how much there is. I'm like I feel like I'm at like the tip of the iceberg. I am just like this eternal baby student where I'm just always like, and it's just been, I'm like, wow, like I'm really learning. Like I have to do these exercises every day, and like I love the exercises, but it is work. Like it's discipline. It's Saturn and Pisces. It's taking a dream, but be grateful that you have the stones. Be grateful you have the stepping stones. But I guess that's a psychic slip for someone. Be grateful that you have the stones, like the bravery, the courage to go out and like see. So Tuesday, don't sleep on Tuesday, because there's going to be like an education, but it may not be what you like. It may not be, you know, maybe you have to wake up early. Maybe you have to, it's just something like, that. But it's critically important, and meditate, like I said, on that baseline, the baseline emotional truth, because Last one. I miss you guys. I'm so chatty. Last one. This is maybe a little bit more Jupiter and Gemini. So today's the 17th. The last day of May, I think that was like May 31st or the 30th. June started on a Saturday. That Friday, I got this psychic download about something, and it seemed so impossible. It didn't make any sense, but I knew what it was. I knew it was a psychic download, and I know what you're supposed to do. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what I knew I was supposed to do. I'm like, higher self. I'm like, girl, I don't know how this is supposed to work. Like this looks crazy. If I weren't like a professional occultist and psychic, I would dismiss this because it's so weird and crazy and does not make any sense. And then something happened that Friday. And 2 weeks later, now it makes perfect sense. It seemed completely impossible and non-relatable and wild, like just impractically wild. But I knew it was a psychic download. I knew she was talking to me. And I'm like, all right, let's see it. 2 weeks later, now it's making perfect sense. I say it's a Jupiter and Gemini thing. Number one, because I'm a Cancer ascendant and Jupiter is in my 12th house of secret sorrow, self-undoing, psychic ability, protection, secret benefactors, help from the other side, spirit guides, angels, dead people. And so it was a psychic intuitional thing, but also speaking more on the creative side of it, if you get like an impulse, if you get like a download or a creative impulse or something, and you're really excited about it, like me with a new script or something, you get it out, but what you're supposed to do is you leapfrog, you ride that feeling, and it opens up another thing and it unlocks another thing, and you're supposed to follow it. That's why I was confused. I'm like, I can't follow this. I can't go down this rabbit hole. This does not make any sense in my life. But I knew I was supposed to do that. And now it makes sense. So like what I'm trying to say is like your feelings are not like little tissues. They're not, they're not meant to be just written off. They're meant to really be studied and paid attention to and like really read into. And that's why I'm saying look for the baseline so that you don't, the highs, is it a blip or are you getting multiple highs? If you're getting multiple things in your baseline, that's a lily pad to do you know what I'm trying to say? Like you with this like garden stones where you like, you're my people. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's move on. Wednesday. Oh, I love it. Love my life. Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, the 19th of June. Okay, so this day we have a 2-act day. So like the first half going to be feeling very different than like the next half. So first half, we have the moon in Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus and trining Neptune and Pisces. Act 1 is when something that you were maybe taking for granted, like you expected something to run on clockwork, like maybe the road to drop off your kids in the morning being clear, changes. Now they're doing road work, or there was an accident and there's a detour. It's just something like that. Something that you were expecting, maybe because it's just a normal part of life, or you were taking something for granted, or just whatever. Don't make a judgment on it. It just changes. Something surprising. The trine to Neptune in Pisces is helping us either to surrender to the flow, or it'll increase people's paranoia. I'm sorry. If people are already thinking that people are out to get them, it's going to make it worse. And then the moon goes into Sagittarius. That's a very different vibe. Very, very, very different vibe. That's why it's a 2-act day. So moon goes into Sagittarius, and the edges of our perception of reality expand a little bit further out, a little bit further out, a little bit further out. Because it's Sag, man. I have my Venus in Sag. I'm the galactic center. I'm like out there, man. So the edges of your perception of reality, I should do it like on the edges of the screen. Expand, expand, expand. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I want you to do something for me. On what day is this? On Wednesday, the moon in Sag will sextile Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. Out loud, I want you to speak your story, your life story. You don't have to start at the beginning. Start wherever you want. You can start with a breakup. You can start with the birth of a baby. You can start with your parents. You can start this morning. Whatever feels right for you. Speak your story and talk about what happened, what's happening, and what will happen. Play with your timelines. If there are if you have options, if you're thinking of moving out of state, if you're thinking of having another child, if you're thinking of having your mother-in-law, father-in-law moving into your house, whatever it is, play it out. Like, talk about it as if it's a story that played out and see how you feel about it. And you're just talking. There's no harm in just talking about it. Like, you're just talking. You're just alone. Do it alone. It's your life. And then talk about the other potentiality and talk about out loud, hear yourself talking about your life with the other potentiality. If you stay, if you go, how does the story of your life sound to you? Okay. Let's play around with that. I channeled that. Guys, it takes me so freaking long to channel this astrology. It's just like, I was like, God bless it. Okay, let's move on. Thursday, the 20th of June. Welcome book. Oh, here we go. We have the sun in Gemini squaring Neptune, retrograding in Pisces. Happens every year. Every year there's a sun. Anytime something meets up with the sun, it's like a new moon, and it's like starting all over again. It's like a brand new little baby. And it's in this case, it's something inspirational. And like, I'm a Sun Neptune person, so I am biased, but it's very dreamy. You can get really lost in the fog. People can get super druggy. Okay, so Sun Neptune, here you go. This opening square is a challenge to something that you started around March 16th, 17th. There was something going on in your life, March 16th, March 17th, that was a seed moment. Something was born at that moment. And it could have been a drug habit. It could have been love. It could have been a creative idea. It could have been an appreciation for Neptune in Pisces things like film and art and modeling, visuals, billboards. It could have been anything like that, especially in the Pisces house of your life. So some of you Pisces rules your daily routines. Some of you Pisces rules your physical body. For some of you Pisces rules how you make big changes in your life. So this square, the opening square, is like the first quarter moon, where there's a challenge, there's a crisis in action, where you are presented with some kind of obstacle to overcome. However, this Sun Neptune thing is this challenge is not like, it's not a challenge like an obstacle course challenge. It's a challenge of faith. It's a challenge of belief. It's a challenge of communication of those beliefs. It's a challenge of choices. It's a challenge of perception. It's a challenge of spiritual fortitude, internal strength. And it's a challenge to reconcile a strong mind with a strong spirituality. And remember, guys, I define spirituality not at all connected to religion. Okay? This is the quality of your emotional flow. How governed are you? How aware are you? What are your belief systems? What governs you? Are you governed by morals and ethics or not? If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that's going to be, for many people, a challenge this week, culminating on Thursday, because you started to believe in something around March 16th, 17th. You were inspired. There was something there, for better or for worse. Now on Thursday is a challenge. So maybe you are creative. Maybe you're fatigued. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you are exceptionally spiritual. Or maybe you are doing a lot of drugs. Be careful. There could be some really unsavory potential unintended consequences. I mean, I guess that's always the case, but like really on this like energy on this transit, I'm not. I don't do drugs. I only smoke marijuana. I know I'm boring. So boring. So watch my videos on drug use, because I don't pass like judgment. You know, mushroom mommies are fine. Like I don't trust me. I would always rather understand than judge. That's what I've always said since I started this whole thing. That's what I'm gonna keep saying forever. So you know, I don't pass any judgment. Just know what it is. Just know that, like, I know marijuana is a shortcut to the lower astral. I know that. Can I get to the lower astral on my own through meditation? Of course I can. Pot's more fun. It's faster. So, like I said, it's a shortcut. Do I know how to move in the lower astral? Yeah. So I'm not going to get scared, you know. But I don't know. I've just never been into trying anything else. I think when you're psychic, I think the world is surreal enough. I think I'm good. I think for what I've seen, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't drink alcohol. I'm very, you can very clearly see how my sun Neptune expresses itself in my life. Um, but you have the choice, you guys. You have the choice. Sun Neptune. Think about March 16th, 17th. Go through your camera roll, go through your text messages, go through your emails, and see what was really inspiring or creative or glamorous. Neptune, Pisces, glamorous, very, very glamorous. That's why I said like film, TV. Neptune rules film and modeling and images and media and, you know, the perception again. So that's wonderful for anyone in a creative field. And I know a lot of us here are creatives and a lot of us here are spiritual. So there could be a breakthrough where whatever the challenge is, you know, maybe you are overworked and you just need to hydrate and drink more water that day. And then you have a download that night and you broke through it. That was you breaking through the Sun Neptune square. The challenge was that you were exhausted and fatigued, but you just took a nap and drank water. Boom. Now you were able to channel a download creatively or about your life or about your family, whatever it is. So the the obstacle could definitely, will probably for everyone be some type of confusion or some kind of I love the Crown. Such amazing writing. He says something like, allow me to disabuse you of that illusion. So you could be, let me be Frank. Hey, I only have to worry about getting the munchies. But welcome, welcome. Carl's here. Welcome everybody. I love you guys. So yeah. So the obstacle could just be something confusing, or I don't know what to believe in, or there's so many options, or how do I know I'm doing the right thing? All of that stuff. Okay, it's all going to come down to what's the baseline. What's your baseline? If you're questioning your own baseline, if you're questioning your own judgment, get outside third party help, whether that's therapy, whether that's a tarot reader or an astrologer. I find someone that's not like personally invested in your situation. They don't care if it goes this way or that way or like up or down, left or right. They're just there to do a service for you that you are paying them to do. Keep it nice and clean and simple and see. But that confusing energy could really throw people for a loop. And, that's why you need to have a personal spirituality. This is why whenever I talk to, see, people try to fight with me about being an occultist and being spiritual and being all witchy and stuff. I never talk about it. Like in my normal, like waking life, I don't talk about it. But people find my social media and they ask me about it and try to like get into things with me. And I'm like, I'm not trying to change your mind. Keep on believing whatever you want. It's okay with me. And they just like keep talking. But what I say is religion has the middleman. All the religions, you have to go to like a priest or a priestess or a guru or a leader or I don't know, whatever the names are. They have the spiritual experience with God. They have the spiritual experience. They get all the magic, and then they communicate that to you. They translate all that God energy and talk to you. Spirituality is you having the experience. Cutting out the middleman. It's just you and God, you and whatever is really, whatever's there. It's you having the experience though. And I tell people, and I said, this is what I help support people to have, is their own experience. It's a lot more fun to teach people how to remote view and to see them have the experience and talk to them about it. A million times more fun than it is for me to channel the answers. It was cool the first like year and a half when the nodes were in Gemini and Sagittarius. It was cool. It was fun. It was trippy. You guys would ask your higher self, spirit guides, and ancestors for confirmations that I was really psychic. That happened so much. And it scared the bejesus out of me. So you all got your confirmations that I'm the real deal, that your messages are real, and it was a wild ride. Anyone that has the nodes right now in your 12th, 6th houses could expect, if you do any of that, you're going to have some freak experiences. Anyway, so that's why I say you need to have your own connection, just you. I know you're close with your best friend. I know you and your sister are like that. I know you and your dad are like that. You and your husband are like that. Have your own experience, okay? Please. Have your own experience. I missed my soapbox. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, we didn't even finish. Okay. So, damn. We didn't even finish this day. We're still on Thursday. That's all Sun square Neptune. Have your own experience. Have your own, connection. The sun, that's the last thing the sun does before moving into Cancer. Oh my God, you guys. I love Cancer energy, not just because I'm a Cancer ascendant. The sun in Cancer is like warmth from the inside out. I love being a Cancer rising. It's so granny, I just feel like an old little granny. I swear to God, I love that. I love that. I don't fucking care. Warmth from the inside out. And honestly, it's the only way. It's the only way. You have to make yourself happy. You have to. That's your responsibility. No one else's responsibility. And that's where Cancer gets really dark, where they will be personally offended if you didn't finish all the food they made you, that they served you on your plate. They're going to be personally offended. Or if you didn't drink all the tea in your cup that they made, they're going to be offended. What did you know? Or if you fucking it's weird shit like that. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm calling us out. Let's do it. Touchy, super people are about to get so touchy. So just you, because I'm here for you. You focus on creating warmth from the inside out. What is your baseline? What makes you feel comfort, like Monday with Mercury, Venus, and Cancer. What's like, oh yeah, I miss that. I miss that so much. That feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. You know, what is that for you? Get more of it in your life. Seek it out. Okay. What else? Oh, that's right. So then the moon in Sagittarius squares Saturn and Pisces. So let's say like you are putting together a new life story. Like, okay, my life is going to go this way now. Now we're going to do this. Now it's going to be like this. There will be some, on Thursday, there will be some certain emotional or spiritual truths that you cannot ignore that have to just be dealt with. So, do you know how to deal with it? Do you know how to deal with it? You will practice, you will try, it will come up for you. It just can't be ignored. It has to be dealt with. You might have to deal with something first before you can do something else that you love. You know, it's just going to be something like that. It's not a big deal. It's going to last a couple hours, maybe less than that. Whoa. Hello, a Friday, the 21st of. Did I really spend that long on? Did I spend 20? Okay. Welcome to Friday. We have Mercury in Cancer sextiling Mars and Taurus. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Be about it. Don't just talk about it, be about it, okay? Please. We also have the moon in Sag squaring Neptune in Pisces. We were mistaken about something. We're going to find out what it is. It's okay. There was like, huh. It doesn't have to be that big of a deal, but it is going to be like a huh kind of a moment. Then the moon. Okay, so it's interesting. So there's like a misconception, like, oh, we thought about something, but it wasn't. Then the moon goes into Capricorn, and it's like a full moon in Sag squaring Pisces. That full moon in Capricorn now. Once the moon goes into Capricorn, this is the reality of the situation. It's so weird that there's a Capricorn full moon like in the summer. It's so weird. I feel like a lot of people are going to resent it. I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, you know, like a very like karmic, consequential come down that no one's going to want to deal with in the summer. Everyone's just going to want to like relax. This is when reality sets in. Like if it's been hard, this is really going to get harder. Full moon in Capricorn. Can you deal with it? Can you become who you need to be to have it all? Can you do that? Do you have it in you? We'll see. We'll see. Every Capricorn, if you're born into the Capricorn energy, sun, moon, rising, you were born, your soul wanted this opportunity to truly transcend, really go beyond a limitation and master yourself. Sun, moon, rising, the top three. Everyone gets a dose of this at the full moon in Capricorn, where the Capricorn area of your life, you are given an opportunity to master, to transcend, but you must transform. The image of the goat in the front, and then the fish tail at the bottom, starts in the depths of the sea and ends at the peak of the mountain. There is no bigger spectrum from which to grow. And if you can do it, you enjoy the view that no one else understands. You look at life from a perspective no one else can look at but other people who've done it. That's why us Capricorns, we band together and stick together. So you can reach a pinnacle. So for some people, this is going to be an achievement. For some people, they're going to be like doing laps, and this is like an achievement full moon over the next 2 weeks, Friday to Friday to Friday. Some people, it's going to be like, this is the reality and I fucked it up because I didn't grow. So if this is some like karmic reckoning, it's because something is like, I don't want to say premature, it's just immature. You didn't grow it, you didn't develop it, you didn't take care of it, you didn't nurture it, you didn't supply the minerals and the vitamins, you didn't take responsibility for it, you didn't get it medicine when it was sick, weak, and dying, you didn't, you know what I'm saying? And that could be like a relationship, it could be a job, it could be an effort, it could be a skill you're like something. And this started up around, oh, I wish I had the exact date. It was the new moon earlier this year. I should look it up. January 11th, new wolf moon. Thursday, January 11th. Mercury is a morning star. Interesting. Okay. Damn. Okay, so this is going to culminate. Just going to bring it all home from January the 11th, you guys. Okay, so that'll be exciting. But like I said, it's Capricorn energy. It's Capricorn energy, so it's just going to be very realistic. But whatever is happening or not happening, whatever you're getting or not getting, just focus on like your personal growth. That's the only thing that your results are reflecting. So you don't have to focus on your actions, not the results, kind of an energy. So this full moon is going to give you results, but I don't want you to focus on the results. If they're great results and you're happy with them, or if they're poor results and you're very dissatisfied with them, I want you to focus on your actions and your growth, because that is what your results are reflecting. So self-analyze and use it to grow further. So where we're going to see a little bit of both. We're going to see where we fell short, and we're going to see where we're being rewarded for the growth that we've grown. Okay, so I always like Capricorn because it's very fair. Saturn's very fair. It's not personal. We always feel it like, oh, the universe is picking on me, and oh, I always get the bad things, but it's not personal. I swear it's not personal. We get exactly what we give. And that is true for every single one of us. Wow, I'm chatty. Okay. I might come back. I again want to get back on doing like daily stuff, daily tarot reading. So we'll see if I can, we'll see. We'll make it happen. Saturday, the 22nd of June. Welcome, welcome to Saturday, peeps. Full moon in Capricorn, making an opposition to Venus in Cancer. Oof. That's like delectable. See, Capricorn is very sexual, very raunchy. And I really think that for me, it's like when I focus on a goal or a task, I train like I'm an Olympian. And the discipline is just so tight. You know, I can hold so much tension and pressure and stress and keep going. And, you know, that I think that's why we're like that on the other side of things. I think that's why Capricorns are like, they turn into alcoholics, or they get mean, you know, or they are greedy, or all the negative Capricorn things. Probably because they're not being good to themselves. They have all the discipline, all that, like they can be hard on themselves, but they cannot be soft with themselves. And they don't know what time to do what. and how to take care of themselves. So I think like, I don't even want to say it's an over sexualization. It might be for some of us sometimes, like an over sexual, like we overcompensate for all the work and all the pressure and all the stress and all the business that we get. That we're very amorous, that we're very like the desire for the comfort that Cancer. So this full moon opposing Venus in Cancer, that's what I'm trying to talk about. Like that Venus in Cancer is like, we want the home cooked meal, we want a stable family life, we want a great sex life, we want, like those kinds of needs. We're gonna really feel like we want them. We're gonna feel like, hey, I'm working hard over here, I want to feel good too. And that's why I'm saying, like, some of us, it's gonna be like, wow, this does not measure up. I am not working this hard and getting nothing back. No, I'm pulling the power of my commitment. I'm pulling the power of my discipline. I'm pulling the support of my self-control out of this because I'm not getting anything. And I'm going to put my dedication into something that I am going to get what I want, or a good feeling, whatever it is. And then some of us are going to have an achievement moment where we're like, I worked hard and here's the reward. And I'm feeling so good because I'm taking care of all these things. You can't overwork yourself. Work hard, play hard. That's self-destructive. It's like a waste to work so hard during the week and then go hard, super hard on the weekend. Like, I'm sure a lot of young Capricorns get into that like lifestyle, but that opposition to Venus, we're really going to feel it. Like the desires are going to be so sharp, and it's like an appraisal. This Capricorn full moon, it's like an assessment, of like the desires, and if they're getting met or not. It's going to be very clear and confirmed, sharp. But just think about the baseline. Like, this is a very practical full moon, so I don't think people are going to be getting crazy and being super unrealistic. I think it's going to be a very grounding, very realistic full moon over the next couple of weeks. That's why I feel like it's so weird and funny that it comes in the summer, because no one wants to take anything seriously in the summer. But over the next 2 weeks, you're going to have to take some things in your life very, very seriously. Okay. Also on Saturday, the moon in Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn, trines Mars and Taurus. Move your body. All right. You can move surely and very confidently, or maybe you just feel like you want to move. You feel like you want to do something. You feel like you want to be active or physical, but then you don't. You might want to, but you have a free will option to choose, like if you do or don't do anything in accordance with like the planetary energy. So moon also opposes Mercury in Cancer, definitely interfacing relationships, projects, commitments, talking about things, talking about some of these commitments, talking about the realities of certain things, talking about an equal give and take, talking about because with this axis with Cancer and Capricorn, the discipline has to come with an emotional foundation. We work so hard for our families, for our loved ones, and that has to be part of it. Or we have to work so hard for a dream, but it needs that emotional, spiritual fuel behind it. Otherwise, you're just working for like money's sake, and that's not going to sustain itself. Or emotional relationships may require deeper commitments, and it's a time for an appraisal and to put everything in its place. Or there could be the end of a commitment, and not, if it's like an end of something, the end of a job or the end of a relationship or the end of even an era. Maybe the time is just over for, your blog or something. I don't know. But like, even if it's like, because full moons can bring endings, but there's 12 every year. There's a full moon every month. So this could be the achievement, the culmination, or the ending of something that probably isn't making sense. It's probably just not making sense. And Saturn stationing retrograde, like literally the next week, like 8 days later. It's probably like the last big move before we're like, okay, let's move on. I'll talk more about this later. Welcome to Sunday, the 23rd of June. Moon in Capricorn, sextile Saturn and Pisces, bringing it home. Don't you dare procrastinate. Do us all a favor. Don't, whatever the truth is and the reality and the blah, 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 don't procrastinate. Saturn's about to go retrograde. Do the hard things now, and you're going to make your retrograde so much easier for yourself. If you just suck it up a little bit longer, just like a very, like that much, like literally that much longer, like literally that much, like let's suck it up like that little bit much longer, and then you'll be fine. You'll be completely okay after in July. Because then it won't be all lessons. It'll just be chewing on and integrating the lessons. So if you just learn it and do it, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I always coast on Saturn retrogrades. I freaking coast. If you just think and speak and act in truth, love, integrity, every moment with whatever's right in front of you, and you have your spiritual connection, your spiritual source, and practice, care about self-mastery, care about integrity, you're going to be okay. Guaranteed. The sextile to Saturn is opening a way for you to make some shifts and make some changes and move some things around in your life. The trine to Uranus and Taurus is golden support to change big systems, routines, households. Some people are like literally moving. Some people are like blended families stuff. Some people are changing jobs, moving out of state. Some people are getting married. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's just like big life changes. What are the big changes? Look at the chart. There's you, there's another person, a partner, there's home and family, there's career. So like there's so much that so many working parts to a life, that there's things changing the last couple of weeks of June. And that trine to Uranus and Taurus is a lot of golden support to maneuver, to make these changes in a fluid, powerfully grounding way, where it's not destabilizing, where it's not chaos, where it's not fear and panic. Especially those of you that are like heads of households, leaders of companies, you know, or I don't even want to say wear the pants in the relationship or anything like that, but like if you're in any kind of like leadership position in the family or in the world or whatever, you have to know how to make transitions powerfully and smoothly and be responsible for your people. And this is very tribal, this Cancer stuff, especially this full moon. It's about your people, your tribe, and who you are in the world. How good of a leader are you? How good of a protector are you? How good of an earner are you? How good of an emotional support are you? You know, like all these different things. So it's like changes need to be made, and Sunday is a great day for overhauling big systems. You know, if you're trying to convince your family that selling the house and moving into an RV is a great idea, you got to pitch it to them and sell it to every single family member in a way that's going to make everyone cooperative. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be like a very helpful Sunday. And then the moon moves into Aquarius, and you're in the new world. You're exploring the new ideas. Like, wow, imagine that. Like when I talk to my people, I teach them a lot of the ways like that my dad taught me, and that the billionaire that I worked with taught me, and this crazy Hollywood guy taught me. A lot of stories, a lot of stories. And if you're moving your family into a new era, or you're moving your team into a new era, you always want to paint the picture. This is what it's going to be like when I open my office, and you guys are going to come in and you're going to see, you know, I I don't know, a ring light camera and photos of Natalie on set doing stuff, and you guys are gonna, or like whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to put them there emotionally and mentally, psychologically, before you put them there physically. And you know, well, you could just put them there physically. I remember my mom packing, and that's how I knew we were moving. So it's like you could also just do it that way. You don't have to do it the other way. I mean, you know your people better than I know your people. So you go ahead and do go as you're guided. But that's what I'm getting. And also the moon conjoins Pluto and Aquarius. So I feel like that's a challenge to grow bigger and grow upper. You know, really allow yourself, and if you're the responsible leader, to allow yourself and your people to be transformed in a new environment, in a new reality. And but it's the future, it's something unimagined. Like I'm telling you guys with my telekinesis exercises, I'm like, fuck, like I don't know, I feel like I don't know anything, and I love that feeling. That's why I follow my curiosity like a fucking like I am my moon and Mercury is in Aquarius, so but like I love that. I love being like the new baby that doesn't know a fucking thing. It's so exciting. It makes life so vibrant. So vibrant. But I search for it. Like I searched for my teacher for years. Like kind of like my entire life, but like really like years and years. Ooh. And if you keep searching, if you just don't get complacent and you let yourself keep being curious and searching and knowing that there's more out there, energetically you will find that person or those people and you will be attracted to it because you're gonna, the vibration's gonna like find each other. So that's just like how it happened for me, and that's how it's gonna happen for you guys. Okay. But if you're like, I don't have anything new to learn, I know everything already, you're not gonna attract any like groundbreaking experiences unless you're lucky and it just like happens to you. But you know, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Tarot time. Let's take a look at the week pulp. Guys, pulp is my new thing. I'm obsessed. I've only been obsessed with this deck that my mom got me, and it's just been growing an obsession. And now I am like fully committed. I'm going to overhaul my entire wardrobe. Everything, my whole life is going to turn into pulp. Like Pulp Fiction or something. Like just very, my hair's dirty, but you guys know where I'm going with this. Okay, let's take a look. What are the messages I am here to deliver to my people for this week, please? Oh, I feel so good being back. Four of Wands, love it. Oh, these girls are so cute. Love it. And you guys, maturity. If Saturn at this full moon is a no, it's not a no. It's a not right now. I've got to wait a little longer than I wanted to for some stuff, but it's going to be the quality, it's going to be the standards, it's going to be ideal. I'd rather wait longer for like the ideal smart. That's just smart. You know what I'm saying? Something about this week can be very foundationally lucrative, or there could be a party or a celebration. Ooh, the Empress. Mamma mia. That's good money, big love, lots of everything. We'll get one more. We'll just do three. Thank you. Nine of Swords. I have good news and I have bad news. I'm a bad news first type of person. I'm always going to say, give me the bad news first. Bad news is someone here is going to be really fraught with worry. The good news is that they don't have anything to worry about. Bottom of the deck, we've got the High Priestess, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so The High Priestess, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles in your overall. I get it. I understand why someone's worried about something. There was already a loss. There was already, look at that guy. He's there was already some kind of maybe not even a loss, maybe just like a breakdown or betrayal, something that they were already worried about happened already. Some big bad worry actually happened. So I get that. I get it. Okay, what's the Four of Wands? Tell me about the Four of Wands. Oh, it's the Tower. Okay, so this is like there's a crisis at the birthday party, or there's some kind of crisis in the home, or with a landlord tenancy situation, or with a family thing. It looks a little bit more like family, or maybe something work from home, or there could be a split or a schism or something. What's the Empress, please? Thank you. Double Page of Pentacles. Double Page of Pentacles. These guys right here, please. Okay. Okay. This is either something that's already happened in someone's personal past, like a divorce, your divorce, their divorce, or it's like their parents, their brothers or sisters. And it doesn't have to be like a divorce, but it's some kind of like maybe someone started a business, took out a bunch of loans, and then it failed. And they're afraid to start another business. Someone got married, had kids, got divorced, afraid to start another family or be with somebody else. Someone launched a family business and it went down, and all the family members are wanting to try again, and someone's like, I already tried this and everyone fucked it up, so I don't want to do it again. There's something that's like, or someone took some kind of, it's not showing up as a risk, but it was, because it didn't work. It really looks like someone, I can't, okay, so you'll have to figure this out if this is like you or somebody else in the situation. Someone had an intuition. Someone had an intuition about the thing that already didn't work. Someone already knew it wasn't like gonna work or go all the way through, or that it wasn't gonna succeed or be like successful or something. Someone already knew about that, had a feeling about it, and they were right. It didn't happen, or it didn't work, or it wasn't successful, or it was underperforming, or it was underwhelming, or something. And now this week, they're getting the same feelings. The anxiety is about the same thing. It's like there's something connected there. And I wish I could tell you there's nothing to worry about. I did speak too soon, and I apologize. I didn't feel it, and you're not going to feel it either. That's what that means. I know what that feels like when I'm like in like a reading or something. It means someone's going to be blindsided. But you did know deep down, just like you knew that other time deep down. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You can talk to me. I told you. I told you. Okay, let's get your guidance. Feeling the Moonology, bottom of the deck. Take time to breathe out in through the nose with me here. Out through the mouth. Very good. Popper. The answers you need are coming. That's a thing with Jupiter and Gemini, is that I can see people getting very overwhelmed with like a lot of information or options or ideas. I'm not even going to get into that again. Okay. But the answers you need are coming. They're coming this week. They will be. So if things blow up this week, the answers are on their way. And if something blows up this week, you just want to take some time to breathe out, and then the answers will be coming. Tune in next week and we'll pick it up from there. I love you guys so very much. So very much. Readings are back on. Book me through my Stan store. We'll put you on the books. And you can use that session to get your own reading about any questions that you have, or you can use that time to learn tarot reading yourself or learn remote viewing yourself. I love you forever and ever and always. 2 tiers on the Patreon. Very essay simple. Take very good care. Until next time soon, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful head stockings. Mwah.